Tam, can you take the head blanket? Alrighty. Here we go.
You good with everything? As far as the camera?
I'm about to move. We'll see. Okay, that's weird. Alright, so I think it's working. Actually, how do that? I'll turn it so the logos. Nope. Keep that tight. And that. Yep, turn that so the logo's kind of up. Yeah, swing it over a little bit.
Towards you?
Think so. Yeah, that works. I think so. And then my joystick.
Got all your stuff.
Alright. Yeah.
That's cute.
Right. And then the joystick up here.
Drew, you be doing everything.
I
How
know.
you figure this stuff out?
I know, right?
You be doing
I can do everything.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Alright, so swing the joystick down.
Oh.
So it's out of frame, but I can still reach it. So swing that like downward.
Oh, I didn't bring it back with that.
And then, yeah, an angle up. Yeah, and bring it over. Here, let me back up a little bit. And then swing it away a little bit.
So back up.
This is man. So I'm gonna try streaming, but it does seem like my internet connection's really low today, and I don't know why. Shoot, let me get the gray hat. All right, but yeah, today is Giving Tuesday. I thought I'd go live for a bit and see if we can get some donations. We've already had. Ooh. Pull the back down. So. Yeah, there we go. We've already had a good amount, so I figured I'd show you guys this like live donation area. All you have to do is text Drew's Care to 53555, and that's a good way to donate. And I'll be on here watching the live donations go. Whoever donates in this time, we'll talk about it and shout you guys out. Just today, we've got donations from Julie Traubin, from Jeff Traubin, from my Aunt Bonnie, from Rochelle Wachowski, which is a longtime supporter. Love you, Shelly. And then Stacy Cerrone. And Stacy Cerrone, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Can't do what I do every day without you guys. So, I thought I'd talk about that for a little bit. Oh my God, Anonymous. I don't know who you are, Anonymous, but thank you so much for the $55 donation. Appreciate it. Love you guys. And I can even talk you guys through I don't know if you guys like ASMR of chewing. Those who stick around, for sure. I'll try not to be too obnoxious the whole time. But I figured I could talk to you guys. Something I haven't talked about was the process I went to when I was in the hospital and how I was able to start eating and drinking and breathing on my own while being on a trach and a ventilator. So I thought that'd be a fun topic we could do live on air. And then the chat is open right now if you guys want to sign in and start commenting and leaving some comments and some questions. I'll answer any questions you guys ask me, and we can go from there. Have a nice little chat. So, Tam, grab me. I'm gonna need some food. Something, maybe not necessarily crunchy, but something that can hear me, or not really. That doesn't really matter for this video. I'm not gonna be doing any ASMR really, but yeah, you never know what people want. Yeah, let's see what's in there. I did want to show you guys this really awesome page I put together over the weekend. So if I go over here, so if you can tell my joystick, I have it lower right now. One, so you guys can see it. Two, so that it's not in the frame. And you, but yeah, my here, I want to see and make sure. So once again, I apologize for the internet connection. All day today, my internet, I don't know if it's my computer because my phone and everybody else's computers and stuff work fine. So I think there's something going on with like my Wi-Fi on my computer because it keeps connecting like in and out all day. But hey, what you gonna do? We're here. We're having a good time. Like Dusty Slay says, we're having a good time, right? Alright, so I want to show our website. Alright, so I thought this would be cool to show. So here's our actual website where you can see all our raffles and donations and things like that. But if you really want to learn about me and learn about my story, you can go to our website, go to more, and click on Who is Drew? And I put together a whole page. If my internet is gonna act right. Yeah, put a whole page together where you can learn about me, my journey, and I start from the beginning and go all the way to now. And it starts with my accident, where I talk about the day of my accident, what happened, how I and end up you can't control your diaphragm, you can't breathe, and it's also the closest vertebrae to your brainstem, so there's a high risk of brain damage, and then there's also a high risk of just death because you can't breathe. So it was really critical that my teacher and freshman football coach down the hallway, I happened to do the backflip right outside of his classroom, and he jumped right into action and gave me CPR, along with Deputy Eric Overall, who was the liaison at the time of the high school, and they were alternating and giving me CPR while the EMTs came. And that was awesome. It was an amazing performance by them. Otherwise, who knows? Who knows? I might have had brain damage. I might have just died. Like, there's a large percentage of spinal cord injuries, especially C1, C2, that end up just dying that you don't hear about because it's a very small demographic that are able to handle that high level of injury. So shout out to Eric overall, who has since passed away on duty, which was horrific and horrible. He actually was hit by a runaway driver. He threw the spikes out into the road to try to stop him, and then the driver went around the spikes and hit him. So, yeah, that was a very, very unfortunate situation, and like, kind of brought everything back full circle. And people started asking about my accident and how he saved my life and ultimately gave his life to do what he did. So, um, so this whole page has a lot of really good nuggets for my injury and how, like, afterward we had to do renovations on our house, and those renovations were extensive because our house is like up on a hill and kind of up high. And my dad went and visited a few different people. Let's see. All right. My dad went and visited people with disabilities and their homes to see exactly what I would need. And one of the things he realized I really needed, especially being on a ventilator, was an entrance directly into my room. So they built a wall from the outside and put in French doors. And these images are showing all the volunteers donated. They donated supplies from our church, and like people at the church donated a lot of different resources and supplies. And then Mark Onslow was the one who actually went through and did the construction for it and donated his time to make sure I could get home on time. The hospital was trying to make me come home early and make me sleep in the living room while the renovations were being done. And as you can imagine, being on a ventilator, if they were doing a bunch of construction and dust flying everywhere, all these complications, who knows? I would have been breathing that in, and who knows what could have happened. It just would have been very like risky for me, especially early on. I wasn't nearly as stable. Right now, I'm pretty stable. I'd probably be able to handle something like that, but early on, not at all. You get mucus plugs. You're not able to cough as strongly. Things like that make every moment dangerous, because if a mucus plug forms and blocks the opening of the trach, I can't breathe in or out. And it's very scary when it happens. I've had a number of mucus plugs before, and that's like probably the most dangerous thing that can really happen to me. You can change the inner cannula, but if the plug is too big, it won't come through there. And then ultimately, you'll have to change the whole trach. But if you don't have a trach on hand, you need a backup one with you. And yeah, so it can be pretty dangerous. And if you don't get to it quick enough, I'm not breathing. So I think at this point, I can dislodge whatever comes up in there between cough assist and me coughing, or saline or suction or things like that. We've had a lot of things put into place to make sure I'm more stable. But yeah, go check out our website if you want to learn more about me and our story, because I put in news stories of me coming home, and you can see all types of great stuff on there. And it was a really, really big push after my accident, and it's such a galvanizing thing between the entire community and also me, because it gave me something to fight for. I was in the marching band, and I remember when I was in the hospital, the whole notion was just, how do we get Drew back to the band? Because that was such a big part of my life, and everybody, all my teammates wanted me back, and we didn't care in what fashion. We didn't know. I remember someone suggested I would play a harmonica, which being on a ventilator, that's pretty funny. And not being able to breathe on my own and stuff. Yeah. So that wasn't really an option. But one of the instructors came up with this idea to play what's called a MIDI controller. And this MIDI controller, I had a mouth stick and I was able to tap on the keys and play my music. And you see, we also have like a music stand with my sheet music and everything on there. And you can see they wrote on the sheet music what every note was because I was shifting from bass clef to treble clef to play this keyboard. And it was a daunting task to be able to learn exactly, to be able to come after my accident, learning all the things that go with paralysis, learning all the things that go with a trach and ventilator and suprapubic catheter, and then also have to go into the band and learn a whole new way of reading music, which was kind of crazy. All right, so like I said, check out our website. I'm gonna keep going through this while we chat, but for now I'm gonna get some food and talk a little bit about that. All right, what we got? So what's really interesting about eating and drinking on a ventilator, you basically yeah, can you turn the mic up? Alrighty. So yeah, sometimes I have these muscle spasms. Being a quadriplegic, you have muscle spasms, and it just kind of dislodges me out of position. That's about it. But it doesn't hurt. I can't feel the muscle spasming, so it's not like there's a pain aspect to it. It's mostly just how I'm able to talk and breathe on a ventilator. If you go and watch that video, it gives a nice description of the trachea and the pathway in there and how I'm able to talk and get air through. Well, with that at the same time, because my airway is open inside, there's a higher risk of aspirating and things like that while I'm eating and drinking. So when I was in the hospital, all I wanted to do was get off the tube feed. I hated tube feed. It smelled horrible, tasted horrible. I could even, like, when it was going into my stomach, I could even taste it at, like, the base of my esophagus. And it was just disgusting. So, and I can still, if I think about it, I can still smell it. And it's just horrible. What'd you get?
It's cornbread casserole.
No,
I think
okay.
Tracy made it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it got dairy in it though, so.
I'm trying not to eat dairy. No, over the holiday I messed up a few times. But so while I was in the hospital, I just wanted to eat and I wanted to get off the tube feed. So they told me I had to pass what was called the swallow test, where they took a pudding, like vanilla pudding, they put some sort of coloring agent in it that they could see in an x-ray, and then they would have me swallow it, and watch it go down and see if I would aspirate or anything. When they told me this, I took one night, all night long. All I did, all I did was allow the saliva to build up in my mouth, and I would try to practice swallowing. What I realized was, if you time it with the ventilator, with the air breathing, you can time it to where it doesn't make you cough. It kind of helps push it down, actually. And that's how I was able to get off, or able to start eating food and get off the tube feed, because when one of my nurses actually, she snuck me some like hard candy as well, and she was like, do not crunch it, do not chew it, just suck on it. And I was like, all right, fine. So I was sucking on that, and then also when that was gone, I was just kept practicing with my saliva. And yeah, it took all night to try to figure it out, And once I did, I thought I had it, and I tried it in the swallow test, and it worked. And I still do it today. I'm much more comfortable now where I can kind of swallow whenever. Sometimes I do cough if it like goes down wrong or whatever. So I try to stay to that routine, and stay to that technique, making sure I swallow in the right time. And then I try to also make sure that I chew my food as much as possible. So, yeah, that's how I'm able to eat and drink. And as you can see up top, it's Giving Tuesday. So if you have it in you and would like to give, please consider texting Drew's Care to 53555. Yeah, help support me and my cause. We have a lot of medical needs and medical out-of-pocket costs right now towards my nurses, my vehicle, especially right now. My van, I have to get a new van right now in order to stay independent, in order to keep doing my job. Because it's not like most people in chairs where it's like, you can just get transportation paid for by insurance to go to like doctor appointments and stuff. I hop up and I leave all day, every day, just doing whatever, especially for my job and the nonprofit. We put flyers out. I go and talk to businesses. I go trying to get sponsors, trying to get different things, trying to share our message. And with it being discontinued, the parts are really hard to find right now. You basically can't find parts. I need some repairs done. My lights aren't working. There's something wrong in the internal computer, not allowing any of the lights to work. Not any of them. Like the blinkers will sometimes cut out. We have to use the brights right now. The headlights aren't working at all. So we just have to run with the brights while people try to flash us and stuff. Although I haven't really seen too many people flash us.
Yeah, they haven't.
No, it's an old van.
Yeah.
And it's got the old headlights that aren't really that bright anyway.
Right.
So I'm hoping you guys are having a good connection. Like I said, I'm trying this the best I can right now. I don't know why my damn hi Huda Elma Brooke. Let me know if I'm pronouncing it all right, but hi. But like I said, yeah, I'm doing this with a limited internet connection right now. But hey, do what you got to do, and we'll see if it comes through. And what I'll do too later is I'll chop up the different topics I talk about on here. I'm actually putting together a video right now talking exactly what I was talking about earlier. Um, about how I eat and drink on a ventilator, and how I got to here to where I can eat and drink and talk and all that. And don't need a G tube, don't need a feeding tube. I have another video that I'm going to be chopping up and putting that out soon. But this whole topic of everything I talk about right now, in this live video, I'll be able to mash it up and make it interesting for you guys. I wonder if I.
Oh, it signed you out.
No, I was trying to log in
Oh.
so that I can leave comments, let
Okay.
people know. But oh shit. So yeah, if you guys have any questions for me as far as paralysis, trach, ventilator, wheelchair, advocacy, anything, put it in the comments and I'll try to speak on it.
You want to go out? Come on. You going out? No? Go.
And I'll put this up there so you guys can see the live donations are up. And we're going to have live comments and shout outs to anybody who donates. So I'll be here. I'll be on here till about 8:30. So if you want to look at my other videos, my other content, and kind of see what I'm about, or go to our website and go to the newly added page, who is Drew, and you'll see lots of information on me, who I am, what it goes towards, and what this fundraiser is all about. So, yeah. It's funny. I know people like hearing you chew and whatnot. People like that kind of ASMR, and it's funny. I can't stand it. I hate it.
Yeah,
I
that's funny.
hate
I
any
like it either.
crunching or chewing or anything. It makes me cringe. But I feel like there is some other ASMR I like. That I can't think of it, but it's like certain ones aren't bad. You know, that's like the number one watch thing on YouTube.
The ASMR?
ASMR.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't do it.
I know, right?
I can't do
It's even hard. So when I made the video of me eating and drinking, I made it an ASMR video, and
Oh, did you?
it was so hard for me to chew with my mouth open. Like,
right, because
I'm-
you're not, yeah. You're
I
just not
did
used
not.
to it.
No.
Yeah. Exactly. Smacking it. Yeah.
But I think I pulled it off.
Did you?
Oh yeah, I think
I
I.
have to look at it.
Oh no, I haven't put it up.
Oh,
yet.
yeah, put it up. Yeah, okay.
All right, so something I wanted to show you guys is our donation page to kind of talk you and walk you through why I need the donations and what the best way to give and help is. Oh. So it's really nice on the page. You can see exactly everything. You can follow all the supporters and you can leave a donation anonymously or leave your name on it and leave a nice message. And you can see about, well, it says a minute ago, but it was a little while ago. Someone left a donation, a $55 donation, and left a very nice, sweet message about Giving Tuesday. can't really express how much gratitude I have for everybody that gives to me, gives to my cause, and really believes in me and my story. Something I can just do right now is read the story that's on here and kind of give a deeper explanation. So it says this campaign is specifically geared towards making sure Drew's everyday care is covered. His nursing care is at the forefront of those expenses. To receive the level of care he needs in such a competitive profession, Drew currently pays close to $3,500 out of pocket each month to his staff. And that is true. That is how much we pay out of pocket. That doesn't even include some of the other out of pocket expenses, such as supplies not covered by insurance, wheelchair and vehicle maintenance, and etc. So the etc. is things like my ventilator or the home, if things in my room are stop working, my environmental controls to be able to open and close my doors, to be able to leave out of my room, things like that. In order to have that independence, there's a lot of out of pocket expenses. And the biggest one is actually my wearable therapy that keeps my body really healthy. It's actually a electric stim garment suit that I wear. That is extremely expensive and needs maintained yearly. So continue reading. The goal of this campaign is to garnish enough monthly donations so that Drew can focus on his passion to help educate and advocate for others and pursue his ultimate purpose to someday walk again without the financial stress and burden of living with paralysis. So that statement has a lot of weight to it. First of all, is monthly donations. Monthly donations is exactly what we're looking for. Anything you can afford, whether it's $3, $5, $10, anything that you can afford to pay monthly would go a huge way. Right now, my monthly donations are up to about $1,500, but if we were able to get that up to $3,500, then that would lift such a strain of my life financially, and I could just focus. I don't know what it is you're able to afford. I don't know what it is you're able to afford, whatever it may be. If you can go on our website, go to donate and click on monthly and give anything towards our monthly donations, that would go a huge way to help me. Or just text the code up top. Although I just freaking realized Drew's Care looks like Drew Scare, and I'm not trying to scare you guys. I haven't had any life-threatening moments in a little while. Knock on wood, but no scares. But hey, if it helps you to get the message across and donate, I'll take it. Let's see. Yeah, we use a service called Give Butter for all of our donations, which I give you many PayPal, Cash App, or maybe, and then it also does like credit card and like others, Apple Pay, Google Pay, all that good stuff. And it even does ACH, which is like from your bank. That way, it doesn't take any fees out. So that's actually the best way you can give is ACH, and I know all my finance people out there will know what that is. So yeah, if you can give. So I remember in the hospital, all the parents and instructors in the band were just trying to get me back out, and I think I was telling you about the instrument they had me use. So I went from playing tuba, and then afterward, I switched to this MIDI controller that I could play with my mouth. And I would play like different short melodies and then The big one was all the sound effects. We had a big, crazy band, and I was pretty much in the electronics section. You couldn't have any pre-recorded sounds that had any type of rhythm or melody to it, but you could do like big sound effects, like big bangs and electric noises or whatever. And our shows were always specifically themed, and yeah, that ended up being my role. I would do all the sound effects. It was really cool, especially my senior year. Our show was through the master's eyes, and I was able to. I was doing all the like Beethoven noises, and I was doing some like of his like, uh, what is it, the Fifth Symphony, where it's like da na na na, da 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 da. I was doing some of that, and then I was also doing some of the sound effects where like, when he went deaf, I was contributing to some of that eerie, like imagine you're going deaf and everything just starts screeching and some of the weird noises there. So yeah, that was my marching band, and our marching band was so good that we went to nationals. We won states a few years and should have won a third my sophomore year, but I won't get into that drama. But yeah, so if you go on our website, thedrewcrew.org, you can see all this stuff. Where you go see all the news stories they used to do on me while I was in marching band. And then after marching band, my senior year, I was very committed and determined and focused to get into the University of Michigan. So I made sure I got all A's. I made sure I had a full schedule because my junior year, the first year after my accident, I had an adjustment period where I didn't really go to all my classes. I wouldn't do barely any of my homework. The only class I got a letter grade in was math because all I did was pay attention in class, and then I would take the test. Pretty much, like for the most part, it was pre-algebra, so it got pretty complicated at some point, but or pre-calculus. I think it was pre-calculus. Yeah, and it was like complicated at some point with like a lot of trigonometry. So yeah, it was. So I didn't really do a lot my junior year. So then my senior year, I came in. I took AP Calc. I took a lot of other honors classes, and I kind of got back to where I was before my injury, and even I committed to getting all A's that semester so I could apply to U of M. And I did. And while also being in the band, going to every practice, going to every rehearsal and competition, whether it was raining, snowing, anything going on. And for me, as a quad, being cold is not very pleasant. I get cold very easily, and I stay. And I would plug in to the keyboard next to me. We had like a generator and stuff, and I would plug in there and have my heated blanket on outside, which was kind of scary when it was wet and rainy and all that kind of stuff. But I survived. But doing all that, I was able to apply to U of M that winter, and then I got accepted by the next March. And U of M is by far one of the greatest universities in the country. It was amazing. It was awesome to like live on campus because like initially I wasn't staying on campus. Initially in college, I was driving back and forth because I just assumed I wouldn't be able to live on campus, so I didn't really consider it. But then once I applied, I received a scholarship that pretty much paid for it, and I was able to live on campus at that point. I was like, all right, let's see if we can make this work. And they did everything in their power to make sure that I could. So shout out to U of M. And I remember when I started there was only 2 dorms that were wheelchair accessible, and one of them was a graduate dorm, so I couldn't live there until my sophomore year. Or not a graduate dorm, a upperclassman dorm. And yeah, I couldn't move there until my sophomore year. So my first year, I was in the other renovated dorm, Alice Lloyd, which was like super far from campus. The cafeteria was really nice. It was like Mojo, which is this giant cafeteria on top of a hill, but it wasn't very conducive for getting to campus. Luckily, U of M has a service where it's what's it called? Paratransit. Paratransit, where you would give them your schedule, your class schedule, and they would have a little small bus. Yes, I rode the short bus, and they would come. And they would come pick you up and take you to class and pick you up after class. But sometimes the schedule wouldn't be right, and they'd be off or something. So I had to always be prepared to walk to class or walk back from class. And Alice Lloyd was a troop. So yeah, I didn't do that very often. And luckily, I was only there one semester while I was initially figuring out how or if I even could live on campus. So yeah, it was fun. And then after that, in this image here on our website, that's actually the dorm I lived in for 2 years. That is North Quad, and I was on the 7th floor for 2 years. Or I might have moved down to the 5th floor after my first year. But yeah, it was like the same spot. So the room layout was exactly the same. But that building was awesome. It was like, at the time, it was the nicest dorm for people with disabilities. So there was a lot of students in wheelchairs or with different types of disabilities, blind or whatever. And then the cafeteria, you would see everybody because there was also a shit ton of athletes that lived there. So it was nice. I remember talking to Chris Wormley. I don't know if you guys know who he is. He used to play for the Cowboys. I don't know if he still does right now, but he was my roommate, or not roommate. He like lived in the same building, and I would see him at the cafeteria sometimes. And I remember joking with him, being like, "Yo, if there's a fire, I'm gonna be calling you guys to come lift my ass up and carry me down the stairs." And yeah, so stuff like that. It was fun. It was fun on campus, and yeah, had parties and stuff in my dorm, so that was cool. I had roommates too, so yeah, campus life. And then this is actually a story that was done on me by Mitch Albom. Yeah. Tam, what's the book he wrote?
Mitch Albom?
Yeah. You don't know who Mitch Albom is?
I never heard his name.
What is it? Something Tuesdays? Yeah. Yeah, it's like he wrote like 2 really popular books, and I think they both got turned into movies. But he's from Michigan. Is he from Detroit? I know he's from Michigan, but I know he did a lot in Detroit. And one of the stories he did was the heart of Detroit, and he came and interviewed me on campus and featured me in that. Tuesdays with Maury. Yep. And then wasn't there another book, something about heaven?
The 5 people you meet in heaven.
Yep. So yeah, both of those got turned into movies. Oh, yeah, he's a really good writer, and stayed in the area and whatnot. And yeah, cool guy. So he came and interviewed me on campus. And then after that, towards the end of college, the last like couple years, as bad as my van is now, getting it was really amazing. So we had a whole vehicle campaign and van campaign for like 2 years straight they have on Disability Awareness Month. I think it was Brawn Ability. There was a company that does a giveaway. So basically, you try to have people go on, make votes, and vote you as the person. There was a couple years we made it to like the semifinals, but we never actually won the vehicle. But we did take that momentum, start a GoFundMe, and we actually raised over $30,000 to put towards a van. And that's how I got my second van, because my first van was rough. Like, if I play this video, you'll see it. My first van was just a 2001 or 2002. Yeah, like a 2002 E150, all beat up and stuff. And yeah, so this story kind of did a story on that. And that car was having troubles too. Like, I remember I had to keep jumping it on campus to get it to go if I needed to go to class or something. And paratransit wasn't there. Sometimes I'd use my van, but that would be a whole fiasco too. So yeah, it was interesting. Oh, and there's General walking next to me. He's so good. But yeah, this van campaign actually went towards buying a new one, and yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. Just the crazy support I've got over the years has been incredible. And now I'm really trying to promote this going forward and build up what we've already done to get something a little more stable, a little more long lasting. So if you weren't here earlier, please consider going to thedrewcrew.org or text the phrase at the top there and give whatever you can monthly, because monthly donations is really where it's at for what will change my situation and how it'll make things easier for me day to day and being able to function. So, yep, and our live over here. So any donations that are given will pop up here, and I'll share it with everybody. And make sure, or if you want to just go as anonymous, you can do that too, and that's up in the corner. You can see someone gave anonymously. Let's see, because I haven't refreshed it with the numbers. I haven't really changed, so I'm curious. Don't think I need to. Yeah, it's about the same. So, yeah. Whatever you guys can do, I'd really appreciate it. And we can keep talking about my story. So after I graduated, I took over the nonprofit from my parents so that they could focus on doing their own thing, having their own jobs, and at the same time, I can take care of the nonprofit. And it's a win-win for both of us. That way we can start, our ultimate goal is to expand our living space. Because right now we do live together. They're my backup, although it's been months since one of my parents. I don't really count that as being losing spots in my care, because that's kind of by choice. That's kind of like, okay, nurse, you live 5 minutes away, you forgot something at the house, go get it, and stuff like that. That kind of happens. And if anything, if my parents weren't here, I would just go with them. It wouldn't be a big deal. So yeah, I've been really lucky, really blessed to have the full-time staff that I do, and now we are trying to expand our living space so that me and my dad and my stepmom aren't on top of each other. So I wanted to show you guys another awesome thing we did. So in 2020, in 2020, we had a bottle drive, and it ended up being what I believe to be the largest bottle drive in Michigan history. Like, I can't imagine anyone had to be. We definitely got over 1 million cans, but the returner, they stopped receiving them after we got to about the 90,000 mark. And so we actually let one of our helpers, he had kind of a rough go of things. So the leftover cans and bottles, we let him take the rest himself. But yeah, here's one of the stories they did. I wonder if it'll play. It should. And I'll just mute it and kind of see how huge that pile is in the back. Like, yeah, our bottle drive in 2020, it still is our largest fundraiser that we had, because it, like, a single individual fundraiser, which that is going to be topped this year, which I'll tell you guys about that a little later, because that would be fun. But yeah, as of now, that is still the largest fundraiser we've done, is the bottle drive, and it was huge. Like, you can see, we had an entire warehouse full, and the warehouse actually had a launching for, like, so here, I think they'll show it right here. It's got semi trucks, so we filled up 7 of these semi trucks that would go. Yeah, that was insane. Yeah, and it was during COVID, so everybody was drinking a shit ton anyway, and they were all like at home drinking. And so we had tons of cans and bottles, and yeah, that pile was insane. So then I would host these like sorting parties where everybody, and the space was given to us by, it just so happened the church we go to had a warehouse that they weren't using and couldn't really use, and we're getting ready. Yeah. Let me get water. Here, can you pull the joystick? I think I'm alright. Here, can you grab a tissue for my eyes? I think it was because I'm stretching for the joystick.
Move it closer?
Yeah.
That was it.
Down's good, but
Sounds good.
it's just I was like,
Oh, okay.
Alright, I'm back. I think. Yeah, there it is. Alright. But yeah, sometimes I just cough because might be the position of my neck or whatever. Mucus gets in a weird spot sometimes, or food, or whatever. But yeah, for the most part, I'm pretty stable. So yeah, but I figure if you guys leave any comments or questions, one of the biggest questions I got recently, over and over and over again, was asking how I'm able. So I posted the video of how I breathe and talk on a ventilator, and people kept asking, what about when I'm sleeping? So like, to give you kind of a base slowdown of how I'm able to breathe and not uh, let my oxygen go down, is I basically hold my breath like I'm swimming underwater all the time. That's kind of how I hold the air in my lungs, because my trach has an opening. It's called uncuffed, and the uncuffed trach allows air to come up out of my mouth and my nose. So with that, I hold my breath. I put like the back of my tongue at the roof of my mouth pretty much all the time to be able to hold the air down. And then when I want to talk, I just let loosen the back of my tongue, and then the air comes up. So yeah, it's a tricky system. But then people are asking, okay, but what about when you're asleep? You can't hold your breath while you're sleeping, can you? And I'd say partially. So when when I'm asleep, especially on my side, or well, especially on my back, because when I'm on my back, my neck is kind of like this, which really sucks because I can't sleep on my stomach, and I prefer. I was a huge stomach sleeper before my accident, so because I can't sleep on my stomach, I lay on my back or my side, and then or I lay on my back and then I turn after 3 hours and lay on my side for 3 hours and then turn back on my back and do that. And I usually sleep from about 11 or 12. I start getting in bed at 11. I'll usually get to sleep at about midnight, and then get up at 5 and start washing up and getting ready and doing my wearable therapy all throughout the night. So, and then I'm up at my chair by 8:30, 9 o'clock. Yeah. If you want to see my insane night routine, or what we do at night and what I do every night, go to my channel. And yeah, that's like the main popular video on there is my night routine if you haven't seen it. But yeah, talking on a ventilator, it goes around. So then sleeping on a vent when I'm on my back.
You take a nap?
Yeah, does it sound like a snore? Or like,
It does.
does it?
It's just like a snore.
Even though it's just the air exhaling?
Yeah.
Because it's not like I'm like
Right.
sucking in.
Or like you're breathing like really heavy.
Really?
Yeah.
In what way?
Oh yeah, you can definitely hear it. Like it's yeah.
You can hear the vent. Is it
Like hear you like.
Oh, so
Yeah,
I
it's
guess.
like a yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Because yeah, yeah, I don't really hear myself sleep, but I know. But if I'm grunting, that means I'm not letting all the air out. Because if I were to completely relax, you would just hear straight air. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's a little, I don't know, different. That's funny. Even 2020, I didn't even have a full beard yet.
Right.
That's newer. So yeah, another thing to really know about me then after that is just the kind of what I was talking about, my therapy and my commitment to like my body and my health and my strength. Uh, I have some videos and pictures. This damn internet. So like I said, I have this like electric stem garment. I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of those videos on my page too if you're familiar, but if you're not familiar, go check out my page. You can see all those videos as well. I have like an ab belt, arm sleeves, a vest for my back, shorts for my thighs and glutes, calf sleeves for my calf and bending my ankles back. I do my whole body so that I don't have any muscle atrophy. So yeah, it's pretty cool technology, and it's only gonna get better. The system I'm using right now isn't necessarily very strong, but the guy creating it, Phil Muccio at Axio Bionics, he's focused right now on creating a new stimulator. And I went there and tried it the other day, and it is going to be a game changer and super strong for people like me to be able to get the muscle contractions you need to even, it might even have the capability of reversing muscle atrophy for some people, as long as the nerves are still firing or can regenerate. That's huge. So yeah, that's me. Or recently, if you know somebody who is recently injured, it's critical that they get the information and resources they need right away in the beginning so that they are starting from a good starting point, making sure they're not creating bad habits early, because once those it's hard to break habits once they're instilled. So if you can get in there early, which I try to do, I try to talk to families, like I said, all over the world, and it's critical that they do it early on. That way you can, I guess the saying is stay ready so you don't have to get ready. That's kind of like what we go by. But yeah, that's me. I've seen a couple comments trickle in, but no questions. If anybody has a question you want to ask, then ask me about paralysis or even just life or perspective. And once again, if you guys are willing to donate towards my monthly donations, please text the code up top there. I guess Drew Scare. It looks like Drew Scare, but it's Drew's Care. Uh, and it just helps me to supplement out of pocket expenses that come with my paralysis, and to be able to get a foundation behind me and allow me to really focus on the organization side and helping other people do what I've done. And it's a lot after an injury. There's a lot to consider. So yeah, consider donating. We have another like 15 minutes that I'll be on here. So, you know what I could do? Here, Tam, let me get the joystick. Do something a little different. Bring it down some. Angle. So, while I've got my joystick up, I'm gonna. So, this is something I do sometimes too. I'm gonna show you guys how I play games. And you guys can ask questions while I go for it. Oops. Add some text. And then, here, Tam. Keep bringing the joystick closer. So for the last 30 minutes or so, I'm gonna play some games, let you guys watch, and then if you have any questions you want to ask me, throw it in the chat, and we can talk. And claws. Uh, Thanksgiving was pretty good. Yeah, I had a good Thanksgiving. I so on Thanksgiving went to my aunt and uncle's, and let's do like that. And we played games. I got super drunk. It was fun. It was a fun time. And then on Friday, my mom, and my sister went to go see Wicked, and Wicked was amazing. If you guys haven't seen Wicked, I highly recommend it. It was amazing. And then after that, on Saturday we went to a buddy's house to watch Michigan whoop up on Ohio State. Go Blue, baby! I actually met up with one of my old nurses who was with me all the way back in college, and we went through like a walking Christmas light trail. So, yeah, I had a super busy holiday. Here, Tam, pull the joystick over to the left, and then keep with the orange adapter in. Bring this over or loosen it and angle that way.
Closer.
Let me extend it out a little. Yeah, try that. Down, so. A little angle down. Spin it that way. Angle that way. Angle down. Try that. Yep. Ooh. Wait. Alright, go for it. So this is by far my favorite game ever. I can't quite see it, but my closet of this little character. But yeah, little Ori. Alright, let's see. So I went back so you guys can see like some of the fun part. But like I said, text in the chat any questions or anything. Yeah, hit me up. this is probably one of the like hardest parts in the game. If you haven't played it before, but I've played this game like a million times. It's also like one of the funnest parts. And here's the crazy part about this game. You have to save all the checkpoints. So if you don't save for like an hour and then you finally die, then you're just screwed. Yeah, I already did that. Oh, yeah. I can just kill myself and then come back here. Flippin'. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I love these kind of puzzle games, adventure puzzle games. Now it's just shooting that open. Oh no, I actually don't need that. Just needed the opening. Ah. Shit. Ah. This is like one of the most satisfying parts of this game. I love it. Knife. And then this part, you'll just keep going. Alright, so I got 2 of these little keystones, and I need 2 more, which are like over in the rest of it. Ah. Oh shit. Didn't realize those were timed. Alright, this is where it gets Reem was agile, he dashed through the air. Listen to his voice. Alright. Got Bash. help it, cure it, and cleanse all the blight by removing the corruption on both of the sides. Alright, let's go here first. I like this one. Yeah, it's gonna kill that. Kill that thing. Love this shit. One side done. Oh shit, I needed that. Come on, guy. Let's see if there's anything. No. Oh, where's church to? Okay. So this is like the hardest part of the game. Oh, that shit always tires me out. Stresses me the hell out. Hmm. I like seeing the lightning flash from the screen onto my face. Here, Tam, have some more water. Whatever's in there. Okay. We restored the water. Now we got our little buddy. With the Genzo tree restored, we have the water. There's no time to lose. Must make haste, the element of winds. Next, resting deep within the forlorn ruins inside the misty woods. Damn. So it's way over there. Alright. We can see some of the map. Oh, that's a ways. Alright. Oh, you piece of shit. I hate that thing. Okay. Should probably go back that way first. Piece of shit. Oh, this is before I have speech. Okay. I can't go this way. Going too I think if I try to get there quickly, it'll help me do everything else. You won't come. that the same controller you'd use for everyday PC things, or is this a game model? Modded only one. So this is what I use for everyday computing as well. The same way it lets you control or customize and program controls into it for video games, you can do the same thing on your computer. So when I'm video editing or doing anything on my computer, or even just typing, I'll put in commands on here like shift, control, different like numbers or apostrophes or space, period, comma, stuff like that. And then I can tap on the on-screen keyboard and then do commands like that as well. So it does both. Yeah, let's do that. Gotta go quick. So I need to do this in a different order. Damn, I already saved it. Only option I have is go all the way back and get another orb. Damn it. Drown his ass. Damn, I need to go that way though. think there's a way. Nope. That's pretty. Hey. Yeah, I can go that way. There might be some more stuff that way. Can't do that. Can't get up there. Alright. And that thing has like 4 blue dots. Which I do not have. Alexa, stop. so I can go do that other stuff. Crazy shit. Oh, here's where I get the feather. I love that feather. Here we go. Hey. This is the one I want. Six more. Alright. to switch the adapter. Keep on plugging and